Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Colleen. I'm Colleen Hammond. Today we're going to talk about the 5 habits of grateful people. So grab your beverage and let's get started. So, what are you grateful for today? We should really start our day out with gratitude. Hit some gratitude in the middle of the day and hit some gratitude at the end of the day. So, what are you grateful for today? Is it the weather? Is it your family? Is it your health? Is it a challenge you've been given? Because sometimes when we're grateful for the challenges in our life, it helps us handle them a little bit better. So, what in your life are you grateful for today? Good morning to our regulars here on the live show, Mukesh. Calm, rainy morning up in Toronto. Is today the National Day of Prayer? Didn't even know that. Oh, it's the 4th. Today is May 4th. So, if you're watching the recording, apologize, but may the 4th be with you. And Rick is here, Mary Therese, and Amy, Liz, Joanne, Beth, Vicky from Australia, Victoria, Lori from Minnesota, Alicia, or do you say Alicia? Janet is coming in from Michigan, and Amy, and I said Amy already, and Victoria already, and Carrie, there's Carrie. So good morning, and thanks for being here. So let's talk about gratitude. Because gratitude, when you live your life with gratitude, there's so many studies. Obviously you want to be grateful for things and you want to be thankful for things, but there's so many studies that have been done that when people are grateful, their health is better, they live happier lives, they're more fulfilled. It's Alicia. Okay, good. Like an E. So being grateful not just makes you feel better, but it makes you treat people better. Good morning, Sister Fran. How you doing, Sherry? Hey, Christiane. Good to see you here this morning. So rain for Joanne, too, in the Southeast. So one of the things that you can do, one of the very first things that you can do is have a journal. And actually, that's number 5. But if you can do it on your phone, but just getting in the habit of recognizing the positive things in your life. And also to challenge yourself to come up with 3 new things every day. And when you first start doing that, good morning, Lisa. When you first start doing that, it's really hard to do because you kind of get in the habit of, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for the weather, I'm grateful for the sunshine, I'm grateful for. But once you challenge yourself to come up with new things to be grateful for every day, it takes your gratitude to a whole different level. Good morning, Kim. Didn't see you sneaking in. So that's what we want to do. Sunny and warm in Saskatchewan, says Andrea. So one of the things you can do is contrast your current situation to a bad time. It seems kind of counterintuitive to think about bad times and think about bad things. But if you're having a challenge looking for things to be grateful for in your life, think about when things were bad. And can you think about one of those things right now? Was there a time in your life when things were really not so hot? Things were not going well. That will help you be a little bit more grateful for how things are going right now. And you can also use that as a method of saying, look how far I've come. Where was I a year ago today compared to where I am now? And where is my health today? That's important for me, right? Because a year ago I was recovering from a heart attack and I had a cancer diagnosis. And so you compare that to where I am today. And Vicky has a free downloadable. Please put the link in. That'd be great. Gratitude journal for my circle. That'd be absolutely amazing if you don't mind sharing that, Vicky. We would love that. So contrast where you are now to where you were before. So I've been bemoaning the fact, of course, my intestines ruptured, a couple of weeks ago. So I've been dealing with some of the side effects from that. And then something came up the other day, blah, blah, blah. I hate talking about my health. But so look at a time in your life when things were not so hot and contrast that to now, and that will help you with your gratitude list. Pay attention. Be very mindful of the day as you're going through the day. And when you're trying to say, okay, I need to come up with 3 new things to be grateful for every single solitary day because Colleen told me I had to. It forces you to pay attention, forces you to live in the moment. We should be, thank you for putting that in there, Vicky. We should be more focused on the moment, because we were talking about the other day in part 5 of how to have more mental and physical energy, where so much goes on between our ears, so much energy is expended thinking about regrets from the past or fears of the future, that we're not focused on mindfulness and being in the present moment, being in the here and now for the people that are in front of us right here and right now. Kim says one of those I'm grateful for is have your horses right out the back door. Yeah. Great. Super Vicky, who always likes my comments. Grateful to Vicky. Yeah. Vicky's like the purveyor of positivity. Pleasure to share with Colleen's Coffee Crew. So pay attention during the day and train yourself as well. See, this is where I said I had a list of like 20, so I'm trying to smash them into 5 because it fits better in the side column. Train yourself to use grateful language. And what do we mean by that? It's such a gift. I feel so blessed. Aren't I fortunate? Aren't you fortunate? I'm just feeling the abundance of the moment. Whatever. I don't really like abundance, but it's one of those lists, right? So what other grateful words can you use? What other ideas? And feel free to throw them in the comment section. What other things do you say to help you focus on being more grateful? Bless her heart. It's a Southern thing. But I feel so blessed. And, I got in the habit, and I need to get back into this habit of when something that doesn't seem to be all that positive happens, to be thankful for that. So you have a flat tire. Okay, thank you. You don't know why it happened. I tell this story all the time. It's like one of those things where you're driving and you're on your way to a job interview, or you're heading someplace and you get a flat tire, and doggone it, and you pull over and you have to change the tire, and you're right, but you don't know that if you hadn't had that flat tire and pulled over right over the top of the hill, there was a semi truck passing another vehicle in your lane, and you would have been in a head-on collision. And you'll never know. You'll never know why something happens. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And you can take this moment of whatever is happening and saying thank you for it and learning and growing from it. Or you can spend a lot of mental energy, getting all upset about it. It happened. It is what it is. Let's just say, hey, thank you. Let's deal with it and focus on being positive. Often say, wow, says Joanne, helps me stay in awe and wonder. Yeah, that's great. That's a grateful thing. Sherry says also she's grateful for her mares and their babies, especially now that they're all healthy. That's always cool. I say share time as opposed to spend time with my favorite folks. Oh, I love that, Vicky. That's wonderful. Because time is such a precious gift that we do spend with other people. Everything happens for a reason, says Sherry. God is not the co-pilot. He's the pilot. Yeah, that's so true. Wasn't it grandma, dad's grandma, great-grandma Plank that would say that all the time? Everything happens for a reason. Mary Tree says, I found it very good to turn annoyances into gratitude. Messy house reminds me to be grateful for the little ones making the mess. Yeah. I miss when my little ones were little. Because they're not little anymore. Hey, good morning, Melanie. I actually made it live. Yay. I had to make a few lunches first. Yeah. Wow. Life's so good. Embrace the moment, said Cindy Lou. Good to have you here, Cindy. So, embracing that and being grateful. Opportunity versus obligation, says Vicky. Oh man, such wisdom in the family this morning. This is amazing. All right, so being mindful and using grateful language. Number 3 is to use everything in your life for the positive. So again, yesterday or a couple of days ago when we did part 5 of how to have more energy, positive, mental and physical energy, talking about focusing on like social media. How do you use social media? Do you use social media for positive or for negative? And that positive memes or positive comments are 2 times more likely to be shared than negative ones. And remember, when you're sharing with a stranger, that stranger has a 34% chance of picking up on your positivity, where your spouse has an 8% chance of becoming more positive, and your best friend has a 25% chance of becoming more positive because of your positivity. An absolute stranger has a 34% chance of being more positive based on what they're seeing from an absolute stranger, which would be you. So using social media to have ripples of positive effects on other people, but also using that to help you be more positive. Because what happens when we are feeling a little down, a little negative? What kind of music do we listen to? Something like a dirge or something mournful. It kind of matches our mood. But when we focus on saying, no, I'm going to shift this to this, and you focus on being more positive, that's when you can get yourself out of the funk. So I think it was Tony Robbins that said the difference between, or maybe it was Jim Rohn, or Brian Tracy, or one of them, Zig Ziglar. The only difference between a grave and a rut is just a grave with the ends kicked out, right? So if you're feeling yourself in a rut and it's kind of a grave, focus on finding something positive. So sharing positive memes, they're twice as likely to be shared online as negatives. But using that when you're feeling down, go look for positive things on social media. Because when you're feeling down, you tend to gravitate to other things, like attracts, that like type of thing. So dunk the funk, Vicky says. I ought to be sleeping, says Cindy Lou. Blessed I'm not. Love, love, love this. Thank you, Cindy Lou. So happy you're here. 34% is an amazing number, isn't it, Vicky? Gosh. So, So using that as an opportunity for yourself, if you're feeling down, go find the positivity on social media. But also sharing the positivity on social media, because strangers are 34% more likely to be impacted by your positivity than even your spouse. But again, don't be mean to your spouse. So that kind of ties in with number 4, is pay it forward. Give someone else something to be grateful for. If you're going through the toll booth and somebody is behind you, throw an extra 75 cents in, throw an extra $1 in. I hate talking about what I did, but I just remember, and okay, I'll be really honest about my intent when it comes to this too. There was a gal in front of me in line. I had a couple of things at the grocery store. So I had a couple of things that I was buying. She was in front of me in line using food stamps, and there's a difference. There's people, when you look in their cart and they're using their food stamps or their, EFTs or whatever they're called, I forget what the cards are called. But when they have government subsidized food in their grocery cart, and you look in and they've got steaks and soda and chips, and you're like struggling with your own grocery bill, and you have no treats, but their cart is loaded with treats. You're like, shoot. Well, this woman in front of me had absolutely no treats in her cart. And she used her food stamp money and then was kind of out of food stamp money. And she was looking through, and it was like she was $15 short. So she was looking through her cart trying to find out what she absolutely positively didn't need. And you could see the tears welling up in her eyes. And, she was trying to, and she had these little children with her, and it just broke my heart. And she was trying to go through and she was adding things up, and I was trying to be patient. And then I'm like, I am so losing my patience. And I thought, you know what? I have $15. For heaven's sakes, And so I leaned over to the cashier and I said, let me pay for the $15. Let me just pay for it. So this woman is off, like trying to count stuff out, and she had her phone out and she was kind of adding stuff up on the phone, and I just swiped my card and paid for her $15. And she totally lost it. She just burst into tears. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And I went, I've been where you are right now. And I'm ashamed I didn't think of doing that earlier. And what happened was, it was like, this is taking a long time. I might as well just pay the $15. Oh my gosh, why don't I just pay the $15? It's not that much money to me right now in my life. Swipe the card, let her go on her way. Um, paying for somebody's meal, if you're in a position to be able to do that, paying for somebody's meal. I do this a lot with soldiers. If you see somebody having, that's home on leave and they're having dinner with their family, just picking up their tab on their meal. But you know what is the most important thing? Eye contact and a smile. If you can pay it forward to somebody else by giving them eye contact and a smile or a thank you, how far that will go in someone else's life and their day. So just pay it forward. Hold the door for somebody. Give them some eye contact and a smile. Compliment them. Well, you look nice today. Maybe you look nice every day. I don't know. You're an absolute stranger. I'll probably never see you again, right? But what does it matter, right? Encourage me and give me heaps of ideas how to present things and bless others. Ooh, thank you, Cindy Lou. So happy. Make happy your default, said Vicky. Always, always, always. Lori said there's always a silver lining to look for. Absolutely. Melanie said our CrossFit box in town is doing a May challenge each day for the month of May. Pick 3 things you're grateful for and write them down. Make them new things every day too. What does it matter if there's treats in a shopping cart? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that sometimes you look and, I remember when I didn't qualify for food stamps and I was like, I need food stamps more than anybody I know. And I remember standing in line and I saw somebody with food stamps and they like steaks and all this kind of stuff. And I'm looking at my cart and they had sodas and I'm like, I can barely even afford the vegetables in my cart. I could not even afford protein, so it was a jealousy issue, I guess. Who knows? More people should do it. I think so, Janet. Pleasure versus pressure. That's true too. I've done that into a grocery store, says Tammy. I've been blessed with that opportunity too. Paid $7 to help the woman in front of me. Doesn't it feel good? And you don't do it to feel good, but when you help other people, it just makes you feel good. That's amazing. Pay it forward. One of the great moments in our time. Happens so often. And I've had people pay it forward to me where they've helped me out in a bad situation. We don't know how easy it is to bless somebody, said Cindy Lou. Never forget to thank you at 10 a.m. just for a smile. It was the first one he saw that day at 10 a.m. and it was the first time he saw someone smile. So that's amazing. So absolutely, lots of amazing ideas. Thank you for sharing. Pay it forward. And then journal. Journaling, especially when you do it by hand, is more effective than if you type it. But either way, get it down because a couple of things happen. Your brain, I haven't talked about this in a while, so I'll say this again. Your brain does not have a GPS and it doesn't have a clock. It doesn't know when you are or where you are. So when you journal about something wonderful that happened to you that day, you relive that moment. Your brain, because your brain's thinking about the moment, will relive the moment again. So it releases all those happy, peppy chemicals back into your bloodstream that happened earlier in the day when the event actually happened. So you journal about it and it's like it happened twice that day. Then you go back and reread what you wrote. And your brain goes, oh, it's happening again. And it releases all those happy, peppy chemicals again. So it happens. You're grateful for it. You journal about it. Your brain thinks it happens again, releases all the happy chemicals. And then you reread what you wrote and it happens again. So one event has been tripled for your brain and in your body. It's like amazing. Because your brain doesn't know. Your brain is dumb. Your brain is dumb. It's like, no GPS, no clock. It's happening again. Woo! Instant replay. How cool. It happened to me twice in one day. It happened again. It's 3 times just because you read it. So reflect back on your day, journal about it, and then reread it. And giving thanks. And St. Ambrose said, no duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. So, and also being able to be thankful ahead of time. I'm grateful in the morning when I wake up. And then being grateful, I'm grateful for the day ahead of me. Thank you, God, for the day that's about to transpire with all of its good and all of its challenges, because I know everything happens for a reason. So I'm thanking you ahead of time. And that sets your brain up to be an attitude of gratitude for the entire day. Creating positive sensory memories. Yep. He had just gotten off the busy train, and that was the first smile he saw of the day, says Cindy Lou. Yep, journal. Got to write some of these stories now. Yeah. In my 12-passenger van, says Joanne, someone in front of me once paid for our drive-through bill. Woo! That's amazing. Wow. Don't know how easy it is to bless other people. Truly, truly so. Joanne said on the flip side, when traveling with all the children in the van, we're always approached by men asking for money. They must think you have a large family. You can afford it, right? Oh, the scallywags. I journaled to get out the negativity out of the mind. Yeah, you got to do a brain dump sometimes. Need to start journaling positive. Thanks for the tip. You're welcome, Janet. Good. We may be the only Bible a person reads just by your actions. Absolutely. Very good point, Tammy. Someone's always watching. I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. Me too. Actions speak louder than words. Often give thanks before receiving, says Janet. So one of the things that people ask me all the time is the questions that I use for journaling. And they change up. They depend on what I'm focusing on. And now that I'm preparing a new journal for everybody that's in my emotional intelligence class, I have new questions, but these are the old questions that I've used in the past, and they're pretty much solid. What am I going to do to make today amazing? What am I going to do today? What one thing can I do that's going to make today a win for me? And that's the first thing I want to do for the day. And then after that, everything's like bonus, right? What feelings, fears, frustrations, excitement am I feeling right now? And this is what Janet was talking about, doing a brain dump. Because often, if you can just get it out of your head, oftentimes it's worse in your head than it is once you verbalize things, and get it out of here. Because so much energy goes on here. And like I said, regrets of the past, fears of the future. Why are we spending all that energy on that? Let's focus on the here and now. So what feelings, fears, and frustrations am I having right now? And if you can take a step back and say, oh gosh, I didn't even realize it, but in the back of my mind, I'm a little bit worried about this thing that's going to happen, this hearing that I'm going to tomorrow that I have to testify at, right? Tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, prayers appreciated. And then what am I grateful for? What am I grateful and thankful for? And getting those gratitude things down. And then at night doing the same type of thing. What amazing things, what 3 amazing things happened to me today? What am I grateful for from the day today? And what did I learn today? Did I read anything? Did I learn something new? Did I create something new? So being able to journal about those questions are really super important as well. So let me see. Yep. I always give thanks before we receive. Good. I say all the time. And that's the thing, Vicky, is like being able to say, oh, good. Whatever happens. Good deal. Why not? That's okay. Oops. What happened to my... All right. Well, that one's gone. I had a main screen, so that's okay. We'll get rid of that one. Lori says the reading for today is St. Monica, geared towards all of us women. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. So anyway, those are some ideas for you to focus on being more grateful. And all is well with my soul. I like that too. And some of the habits that you can try to make your day more positive and amazing. So I hope that helped. And if it did help, please like, comment, and share.